Good afternoon and welcome to the July 9th, 2026 public hearing for the Board of Harbor Commissioners for Portland Harbor. Harbor Master, if you can please call the roll.
Commissioner Carter,
Here.
Commissioner Henshaw,
Here.
Commissioner Wilson, here, Commissioner Cummings, and Commissioner Von Vogt said he would be absent.
So starting off, I'll move that we approve the minutes for the, what was that date? June 11th public hearing. I'm going to take that as a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Going on to the first item of business, and for the first three items, I'm just going to go ahead and start with motions to keep it easy for everyone going up. We good? Okay. Yeah, we're just getting a little bit of an echo. Alright, so the next item, establishment of committees. I'll move that we appoint the following commissioners to the following committees. The Rules Committee, Commissioner Carter and Commissioner Wilson. On the HR Committee, Commissioner Carter and Commissioner Cummings. On the Asset Committee, Commissioner Henshaw and Commissioner Von Vogt. And the creation of the Harbor Management Planning Committee, appointing Commissioner Henshaw and Commissioner Cummings.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
And item 3, the allocations of the FY 26 funds. So at the end of FY 26, the numbers changed slightly from the workshop. We had a total of $223,428.48 at the end of FY 26. So keeping with the plan, what was discussed at the workshop, we would be allocating, I move that we allocate $150,242.63 to our contingency fund. 20,000 to our legal contingency fund. And 53,185.85 to the asset replacement fund.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? And I can send you that number. Okay. Moving on to item number 4, the reclassification of the office manager position from hourly to salary, and an approval of the new job title and revised job description. So before I make a motion on this one, this has gone through some legal review. The lawyer believes that the job description as it is written is in the gray area. So I'll read sort of what the lawyer wrote, that the lawyer's email said that without dramatically altering the substantive duties of the position, which would require an in-depth discussion with the harbor master, he's added some languages to it, but so that it would be a non-exempt office manager position or an exempt office manager position. And that as it stands, he still feels that it falls into the quote legal gray area for purposes of determining whether it meets the legal standard for satisfying overtime exemption for administrative employees. That being said, he does believe that working with the harbor master, we can get it there. So what I am going to propose is that we table approval of the job description and reclassifying the position from hourly to salary. But I will make a motion that we approve the new job title and approve the raise to, I believe my math was $36 an hour is what we had talked about. While this is being discussed so that we can not penalize the position as it currently stands, because we have to do a little bit more legalese.
And that was the work we have to do is reclassification work.
Yeah, it's helping to revise the job description
Yeah.
a little bit better. Again, the big term or ones that they keep referring to is that having go through emails that they can make decisions of matters of significance, and just making sure that that is outlined in the job description, so that it is well defined for everyone involved, that they have their own independence and can make decisions as part of the matters of significance.
So Paul would work with the lawyer on this?
Yeah.
Okay. And so maybe we could do, have a vote on reclassification at our next public hearing?
Yes.
Well, then I second your motion.
So I think let's just take them as two separate motions, just for the sake of ease. So we'll do the first one to approve the new job title and the pay increase to $36 an hour. So let's just start with that one.
Second,
Or any discussion, comments? Okay, seeing none, all in favor? Motion passes. And then the next motion we'll tackle will be to table to the next public hearing. Approval of the revised job description and the reclassification of the position from hourly to salary.
second,
Any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay. Moving on to the next item, the marine construction permit for the city of Portland, for the Portland Fish Pier Storm Drain Outfall Replacement Project. We had talked about this at the workshop. I know the commission had a couple of questions for the city. The city was unable to make it to tonight's meeting. So I'm going to just read into the record before we get started, the question and the response, just so it's on the record, and then we can go ahead with the motion. So our first question was, is this storm drain outfall strictly stormwater, or is it mixed with sewer when the systems can't keep up with the rainfall? The response from the city is the new replacement storm drain outfall will be a separate storm drain system, which will only discharge stormwater runoff into the harbor. This outfall is being installed as part of a multi-phase combined sewer overflow abatement project, which will separate 30 acres of drainage area from the city's combined sewer system. This separated storm drain outfall runs parallel to a permitted combined sewer outfall discharge from Maple Street. A combined sewer outfall is a relief point for the city's combined sewer systems, which discharges a combination of stormwater runoff and wastewater into the harbor during intense rainfall events. When the capacity is exceeded, the long-term intent of this project is to ultimately reduce combined sewer overflows at this location and at Long Wharf, which will lead to a reduced sediment laden discharge in New Portland Harbor in the event in the area of the waterfront. The second question was if there's any kind of systems near the outfall that'll collect solids and separate oil, preventing them from getting into the harbor. The city's response was most of the drainage inlets will be connected to this stormwater outfall will have deep sumps and hoods to help settle out sediment, collect floatable trash and oils, helping reduce the discharge of pollution into the harbor. A future phase of this project, which will connect the larger watershed running up Center Street towards the Civic Center, will include a hydrodynamic sediment separator device and several green stormwater infrastructure filtration systems. The hydrodynamic separator is designed to increase the solids, oils, and trash removal system from stormwater runoff before discharging into the harbor. The green stormwater infrastructure systems will help filter the stormwater through a layer of engineered soil and also be providing absorption from the plants and through infiltration into the ground, given the anticipated reduction in the combined sewer overflow and the stormwater treatment that will be provided for the new system. We believe that this will lead to less stormwater pollution into the harbor, helping improve the overall water quality and health of the harbor.
I had a point of order, so.
Yeah.
The city doesn't have to send somebody to. I mean, I think they did a good job of answering the questions.
I don't believe that our rules require somebody to be in attendance. I believe we normally encourage it because it does help with making sure that the project is understood and can move forward quickly. I would say that if the commission does still feel like we have questions on it or have any concerns with the project, it is within our power to table this till those are answered, which again would be reduced normally by having somebody in attendance. I can double check our rules, but that is my understanding.
I don't have any further questions. I just wondering.
Yes. Again, I do think that that is something I know we'll be looking at updating the rules come the fall that we can take a look at again of if we should want to be requiring somebody in attendance for either one or both of the workshop or the public hearing. So that being said, I'll go ahead and I'll make a motion to approve the City of Portland's marine construction permit. I do feel like they've answered the questions that we've asked and that project will be a helpful project in the long term. Seconded. Okay. Any commissioners discussion? We don't have anyone online for the public, right? Before I completely move on. Okay.
Who's the second, Barbara? It says 2 participants. Me and you, I'm on here. Okay.
Alright. Then seeing no commissioners discussion, all in favor? Okay, and with the next item, before we get to it, just a housekeeping vote, our policy says that if we add a item between a workshop and a public hearing, the commission needs to vote to agree to hear this item. So I don't know if that's in motion or not, to be completely honest, but all in favor of hearing item 6, the JP Cog and Harbor Management Plan Partnership Proposal? Just housekeeping vote, okay. With that, I'll hand it over to the harbor master to talk a little bit about the partnership proposal.
Sure, so, GP Cog has offered to, work with the board and kind of take the role or the lead on applying for, well, specifically, it was the Shore and Harbor Grant, but they also mentioned in the proposal that they may, try and go for US Economic Development Administration planning grants, and, ultimately might have to ask the cities for, Portland and South Portland of some of their, contributions. They're planning on a 2-year project. That's, kind of what their thoughts were. They're thinking roughly $200,000 ultimately. This Shore and Harbor Planning Grant, since it's multiple municipalities, or in this case, a board and 2 municipalities, we could potentially be offered or be awarded up to $75,000, which is the max of the grant. So what's great about this is they're really gonna take the lead if the board wants to work with them. And what that's gonna do is kind of help with, they're gonna do all the facilitating. They're gonna organize the meetings, they're gonna work with the board, work with the subcommittee, work with staff to develop maybe a committee down the road, a full board committee. And the reason this was before you, kind of on an emergency basis, the grant is due, the deadline is August 31st for the Shore and Harbor Grant, which is a lot sooner than we thought it was. I actually thought it was later in the winter. So for the timeline for them to put together a full proposal, for the board to review it and approve it, and them to send it off to the state before the August 31st deadline, we had to bring this to you tonight. So I guess I'm here before you tonight to ask if you'd entertain working with GP Cog to kind of be the lead agency in facilitating between the 2 municipalities and this board, our measure plan.
I think the other important piece of it is that they're gonna take on a large part of the administrative portion of this work.
Yeah.
Which will be very, very helpful for us.
Yeah, I think it'll be great. Again, I know that the DOT has their electrification project that's ongoing. The city of South Portland just finished or is finishing their comprehensive plan. I know Portland always has a comprehensive plan going, so working with everyone to help pull it together. Sort of my one caution would be just making sure that we keep it focused sort of on the harbor and try not to let the scope expand too broadly of what it could potentially be, keeping in mind, again, our statutory guidance, along with, I do believe we can help with the cities as well, but just not let it grow too far outreaching, because then the 200,000 might not get us what we need at the end of the day.
Yeah, so I think determining the scope up front is gonna be important. Just so we don't run off on tangents.
And they did reference Rockland and Harpswell's harbor management plan to kind of give them a idea of what we're looking for. Now, Rockland and Harpswell are focused, not primarily, but they have a lot of focus on public access, and that may not be something this board wants because they don't have any control over public access. That's city-owned property. So that's the idea of maybe taking some of those examples and weeding out what you think is not applicable to this entity.
Yeah. And the electrification project, that's 4 harbors in the state, and who's funding that again?
I believe it's a DOT and EPA grant.
Yeah.
Or an EPA grant through the DOT. I guess we have a better way of wording that. So, yeah, so I'll make a motion to approve the partnership proposal with JP Cog and to authorize. I blanking on what I just named that commission, the Harbor Management Planning Committee. To work with GP Cog and staff on this partnership and to authorize them also to provide, I believe the item said that they will need letters of support.
Mhm.
So,
I think the one other piece is that Paul will be involved with the harbor planning committee.
yes, yeah. Yeah, I believe the way our policies run is that committees can use,
Whatever staff resources.
correct,
Yeah.
they need, just go through the harbor master, so. Yes, yes, absolutely not trying to cut you out of that.
I didn't think I was gonna be able to get out of that one.
Okay, was that a second?
Chewing gum while nodding your head.
Get the list, all of the above.
Perfect. Any commissioner discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? And that takes us to the Harbor's Masters report.
I will be brief. Since we last met, I want to give you an update that, we were called by the Scarborough Police and Fire Department for the utilization of the Aqua Eye tool that was purchased in the previous administration. It works successfully. The whole thing behind it is to be able to narrow down a subject possibly in the water, and with a high level of accuracy determining that it's not a rock or a lobster trap or something. So it did work and it helped the Maine Warden Service locate somebody who unfortunately went into the water and didn't come back out. But it was a great tool, and both Scarborough and now Cape Elizabeth has reached out and would like to do some training opportunities for the future, which is great collaboration. 4th of July was no incidents whatsoever, at least that we were made aware of. It was great. It's good. Everyone seemed to behave themselves. Fireworks, I think the only thing that we heard was the fireworks were a little underwhelming. That was the biggest thing we heard. But other than that, I think it went off really well. Everyone's really safe. This Sunday is a Try for a Cure. The swim, at least the swim portion is what we were there for. We're gonna have 2 boats in the area, one just monitoring the swim zone and the other one just keeping boats from getting anywhere near it. And then lastly, I think you guys started to touch on it. What is it? Julie Ambrioso from Jacobs. Chairman Carter mentioned this last time. They sent out, since your last meeting, sent out kind of a notice and a plan looking for stakeholder feedback. And I believe either you got it directly or I forwarded it to you, but just want to make sure that the board was aware that they are looking for some input. And that's all I have.
Perfect. All right, any commissioners' comments? Okay. Seeing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Taking that as a second, all in favor? There we go, and with that, we are adjourned. That was way faster.